So January, like I said, firefighters, rescue, EMS. This year, we're honoring 3 people, one from each of the services that have a full-time station in town. And I am so excited to be able to say that because one of the ones is an ambulance service. And we haven't had a fully staffed ambulance service in town in years. So before even talking about the honoree, thank you American Ambulance for biting the bullet and putting a station in town. You have no idea how much of a hero the entire organization has become for us. Jen, Three Rivers, come on up and give us an introduction to who the honoree is. Sure. Yeah.
Hi everybody, thank you for having us. My name is Jeff Brook. I'm a member of our operations team at American Ambulance Visalia, and I love you to be here and participate and be part of the community. So thank you for everyone who has welcomed us with open arms to that ice. So thank you. I've the privilege to introduce to you tonight our honoree. His name is Skylar Carney. I've known Skylar for about almost 5 years. I had the privilege actually being able to interview and hire this gentleman. So I've seen him progress from entry-level boot to where he is now. He's a valuable member of our organization. He's now become a field training officer for us, and he's also a member of our emergency response team, or our strike team, where he goes out on the fire line. He spent several weeks last fire season in various parts of the state, all the way as far as south as to the Mojave Desert, all the way up to the Smith River Complex fire, right on the border of California and Oregon. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Skylar Carney.
Have Skylar talk a little bit about his experiences.
Oh, yeah, well, tell the community about your time you spent here.
Okay. Well, thank you, Three Rivers, for having me. It's been an honor to serve this community. I love the mountains. I love it. Obviously, you kind of people don't like to be in town, like I said earlier. We like our mountains. So I do want to accept this award tonight on behalf of my co-workers at American Ambulance and my fellow first responders, many of whom I model myself after in many ways. So thank you for having American Ambulance here in this town. It's been a great experience. It's diverse. It's kinds of calls we're having up here with the river, with the mountains and stuff, with the helicopter. So it's been fun. It's been an experience. I've learned a lot, and I've gotten to know the people in the community. So I appreciate you having me here.
Tell us some stories.
Gosh.
Good stories.
Good stories in EMS. Right. The call.
Your friends might tell someone.
Right. No, the calls vary up here. You have traumas from the freeway, the highway there. You have missing persons. You have people falling in the river. You do have a lot of, like I said, different experiences from in town, setting up rendezvous with the helicopter and stuff like that. But just going to even the everyday calls up here, it's pleasant to meet with the people, the caregivers of some of these of our older community, our older people and stuff. I like to see that the community is really always backing these older patients in here in this community. That's impressive to see. Yeah.
It's a great relief to a lot of us that you're here.
Yeah, well, we appreciate being here. So
I appreciate you being here because I was a recent customer of yours.
Oh no!
And it was an RMCT, but it was only because I'm a lot stupider than I look.
He had not eaten or had anything to drink, and he was working physically really hard, and just started to pass out. And he was standing up working, and he was just going like this. So, of course, the ambulance was called. This was volunteering with the food pantry distribution. The truck had come, so all of these big pallets and all this heavy lifting, and they were doing it, and all of a sudden Peter's going. So they called for help, and he got all checked out.
It was 30 degrees out, but I was so bundled up, I was sweating so much inside, I overheated.
From all the labor.
It was heated, John.
Yeah, overheated.
Well, I'm glad we got there within a really quick amount of time.
Yeah. It was like Nothing was wrong with him except for, like he said, stupidity. He had not eaten or
She's
drunk.
my wife, she can say that. Okay.
So that was wonderful.
You wanna explain this?
Okay, now, one of the things
Here, I'll hold this.
we have is every year we ask a different artist in town to help us make something unique for each of you guys. And this year, it's river water pottery. Isn't
That's
that
beautiful.
Hold it up.
Wow, that's
Let's,
really
let's
great.
get a picture.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's Ann and H.J. Brown.
Yeah.
And H.J. made the plate, and Ann drew the picture.
That's
And
nice.
each one is different.
Yeah.
And when she sent it to be fired, she goes, "Oh, I hope it comes out. You never know."
Oh, she did a great job. on
Isn't
that.
it beautiful? And everyone is different, so,
One of the benefits of living in a town with a ton of artists.
yeah.
No doubt.
We just say, who would like to help? And, So, and there's one more thing. Hold on.
Oh.
You can come back. The supervisors, they have a certificate every year. And they
Supervisor Valero apologizes, he couldn't be here tonight, he had a previous engagement in Woodlands.
Okay, but he signed
That
it,
other town.
Okay.
and he's got 17th year, but 18th year is correct.
Right.
All
Okay.
right, can you, for your service as an EMT with the American Ambulance.
Wonderful.
All right, and last but not least, the Gateway. The Gateway Restaurant has a gift certificate for every one of you. Isn't that beautiful? When we first started this program, we were still running our B&B, and we used to give a gift certificate to the B&B. And then we retired, and we were going, uh-oh, what do we do now? But Susan and Glenn were like, we'll do it. So they've been doing it every year ever since.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank
So
you.
before we let him go, anybody want to tell any stories
Some
about him?
good stories while he's up here.
I'm his mom, and he told me I couldn't tell anything.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We give you a special pass, and I think we outnumber him.
Yeah, but he might have to run a call on you.
Oh, and you guys, the Heroes card that gives you the discount if you have it around town, I brought a bunch of them, figuring not everybody had a chance yet to go get a card. So, as you're leaving or as we're done here, come by and I'll give you a card and the list of where you can go enjoy it, okay? All right, thank you. Oh, you got mine?
Okay, so Leah, why don't you introduce the next person?
Okay. Jorge Nunez for Tulare County. Where did Jorge go? And the chief is here.
It's George.
It's George? Okay. All right.
We'll let you slide on this one.
Oh, okay.
No, I've got a whole bunch to say about here, but it'd be brief. So, and this way you only have to talk for 8 or 9 minutes or so. George does so many things for the Tulare County Fire Department. It's hard to capture them. He's been with us for 9 years. He works out of Station 3 in Nunez. Beyond the floods and wildland assignments and some of the strike teams he's been on, some of the day-to-day things he does, he's tied to the hip with Captain Castillo here on our parade engine program. So anytime there's a special holiday, an event, or parade that my wife still gets mad at me for going to, George is right there with me. So, then Lonnie, and so we can all seek the same marriage counselor because we're not spending enough time on weekends. But some of the intangibles, he does great work. He's always there. He does heroic things on a daily basis, but his level of commitment to our department is just, it's insane. And in this day and age, we have this fast food society where get things done, get on with it. He doesn't have that. And his honesty and his integrity are impeccable, but his work ethic is just insane. And as you look things, we're hiring firefighters, you always think, okay, work hard, tell the truth, have a passion for the job. If you bring those three things, you're probably going to have a successful career. And he does those things on a daily basis, and I'm so proud to call him my colleague. So, thank you.
Now, do we have any stories?
Yeah, all right. My name is Ronnie Castillo. I'm a captain with Tulare CalFire. Been with the department since its inception in 2007, so 16 years now. I've known George for his full 9 years. I actually recruited him 9 years ago. Story I got about him. Once again, George is a very good hard worker. He's honest. He has integrity. He has great morals. He understands the job. He's well versed. But his initial go at it 9 years ago didn't go that smooth. I recruited and brought him in, set him up ready to go to the academy, and, well, things happened. He failed the academy the first night. Yeah. Our academy has a 2-fail rule, and unfortunately, they gave him both tests that first night as opposed to spacing him out, and, well, rules are rules. He failed out. So he had to wait a full year before he could get a new appointment to the academy, but in that time, I was able to work with him and build him up and get him ready, give him the very basic foundations for the fire academy that we have, and he did great. He came out, started working with me, started going to a lot of the incidents. Fast forward a few years, he has a passion for the job that he wants to make this a career. Told him he should apply for the State Fire Academy, which he did. Attended it at COS, where because of his hard work and his leadership skills, he was made a company commander of Company 1 in his academy. So, where he mentored other future firemen and firefighters, and to this day, all the ones he mentored all have jobs now in the fire service. So, but yes, George has worked alongside me. We've worked Three Rivers many a time. We've done the river rescues. We had one incident when we were up here. We actually went to the White Horse for a wedding, a medical at the wedding, and then we're able to stick around because they wanted pictures with us with the bride while we were there. So we're in somebody's wedding now. That's going to be an interesting story when they explain that. And then, yes, in 2022, we were up here for the KMP complex. Oh. That kicked off. So we were here where George actually volunteered for the assignment. He had just come back. Well, that whole month, he was on for a whole month. He was originally up at the Caldor fire up in Tahoe. And then as soon as he got back, volunteered to come up and work the KMP fire. So he was on the KMP fire 21 plus days. And his assignment ran the gamut from Silver City, Three Rivers itself, and he finally ended up towards the latter part over in the Isham Valley area. So, but yeah, so George, I was the one that recommended him. 6 weeks ago, I was approached by the department to give them a name of somebody that was worthy of recognition, and it was a no-brainer. It was a quick one for me to come. It was George. George has been my right-hand man at the fire station. He goes out of county with me. He understands my program. If I'm on vacation, he goes to the station and he helps all the other officers that come in that don't know my program or my station, and helps them with the day-to-day. He's somebody I can rely on and depend on, and I'm proud to call him my colleague, but I'm also proud to call him my brother. So George.
Want to say a few words in your defense?
Well, first of all, I want to thank the community, for nominating me for being here in this spot right now. It's actually the first time ever doing this for me, so thank you. Secondly, I want to thank the Tulare County Fire for giving me the opportunity to work with them, and without the skills and knowledge that they provided, I wouldn't be here right now. Lastly, my family. Without my family, without their support, it would have been a lot harder for me to try to do everything that I needed to accomplish to get to where I'm at right now. So, thank you.
That's right. We often say the families deserve an award too, because they put up with all of this, right?
They let you go and be a hero. They know we need you.
Want me to
Okay.
do that one first?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right. Now, see, yours is very special and it's different from his. Isn't that beautiful?
It is.
See, once again? So they made sure everyone was different. And it's like they say a prayer when they put it in the kiln. It's like, please don't break, please come out. And what color is it gonna come out, you know? So they made a few extra, just in case. And this one was for you.
Thank
There
you.
you go. And here's the supervisor's certificate. And here's the gift certificate from the Gateway. So you can bring your family and enjoy. There we go. Thank you. All right. Okay. CalFire's right now.
Color surf come back. Don't lock your knees.
Good evening. My name is Andy Turner. I am the unit chief for CalFire here in the Tulare unit. We suggested that Thomas Sakaguchi be recognized at this event this year. And the reason that we suggested that was because of his involvement in the flood incidents that we had just under a year ago. And did a line leadership position during that event. And it was a really large event. It was very complex and it covered the whole county. It in fact covered a bigger area than just this county. And so that had to be divided into smaller sections. And he took that job, although he had not been fully trained to do so, not even fully qualified to do so, but he took it and he did better than a lot of people that are qualified to do so. One of the sections that he was in charge of was right here, the community of Three Rivers, and down at the bottom of the hill, moving into Wood Lake. And so that was the original thought of why we wanted to recognize him for that work. But before I came up here, I asked our dispatch, what was his assignment? How long was he assigned? And we got to looking in there, and we realized that on February 2nd, he went on a fire engine to San Bernardino County with one of our strike teams, and he was busy down there for a few weeks digging people out of 20-foot snow, rescuing folks that were stuck up on the mountaintop. That strike team of engines returned, and he went straight to work into the flood incidents that we had here. He had a break sometime in the middle. We made him go to a class. Physically forced him, and when he returned from that class, he went straight back to work on the floods. From the time period of February 2nd through April 21st, he was assigned doing something in service of our communities. And so I looked at that number, those dates, and I was just beside myself. That's our slow time of year. That's the time of year where the folks in CalFire get a break. So when you all were talking about the family being recognized, well, this is absolutely a case where there's no way you could leave for 3 months like that without the support of your family. So thank you guys for that. It's tremendous, and that's not all, folks. He literally pours his blood, sweat, and tears into the protection of this community. He's a fire captain right here at your fire station in Three Rivers. You'll notice that on his, or maybe you don't know this, but on his watch we haven't had a big fire up here. We had the K&P complex, but that one wasn't ours. It came towards us, and you better believe he poured everything into protecting this community during that event as well. So, well deserved. Thank you. You're a big part of this family. And he just took the battalion chief's exam this week, and I can guarantee you that he did really well. And so don't think that he's going to stick around up here for very long. He will be one of our top candidates. Anyway, Thomas.
So before he speaks, anybody got stories about him?
I do. But again, I was told not to speak. Actually, I'm the only one here that could talk to my son, and Thomas, I was one of his third grade teachers.
Oh.
I take credit for something.
Setting him up for success.
No, but I can believe that he would jump into whatever the challenge is, if he's qualified or not, because that's how he was in third grade. He would go for it, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. First of all, thank you, everybody. Thank you, the community, for the nomination. Thank you for the support of everybody in my department, from our unit chief all the way down through the division chiefs, the battalion chiefs, engineers, firefighters. My success is just a small piece in the tiny puzzle, but it's not possible without my crew. So I really appreciate my crew, my family, my wife. You know, I am gone a lot, but she understands it. She supports it. She said, I'll stand by you and support you regardless, whatever you decide to do, however long you're deciding to be gone and out and take multiple back-to-back assignments. I really appreciate just the overall area of Three Rivers. So for myself personally, and my crew can attest to it, every different hill in this entire geographic area has a story for our crew, because we like exploring new things and making sure that we're proficient and we're in shape, we're ready to go and to serve and protect the community and the people that pass through the community of Three Rivers and the surrounding areas. This is a very special place, and it's not special because I just work here, but it's also special because I grew up in this area. So both my parents at the time worked for Sequoia National Park, so grew up in ranger housing up here at Ash Mountain, and then never ventured too far away. So this is always going to be like a second home for me, regardless of wherever I end up in my career. This is a second home. So I just wanted to say thank you to the community. Everybody in my department, the surrounding departments, because we're all, at the end of the day, a big family. So EMS, county fire, ourselves, we all work together. We're all here for the same thing. So
You just described the program. Thank you.
Okay, let's see what we have. It's got your name on it.
that's beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a husband and wife team, Riverwater Pottery down on the South Fork. And they volunteered to do the art this year.
It's gorgeous. Thank you.
And here's your certificate from the supervisors. Thank you. And here's your gift certificate from the Gateway.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.